Hey everybody, it's Lo and welcome back to my channel, Lo Without Limits. In this video, I'm going to review the Theragun Elite. So if you want to see that, then just keep watching. I got the Theragun Elite for Christmas and I figured I would make a little review just since I've been using it pretty regularly. And when I was looking into the Theragun for myself, even long before Christmas, I was looking on YouTube, of course, for different reviews because it's just like what you do now. And I feel like I really struggled with finding an actual review that wasn't a comparison video where it talked a lot about the technical specifications, or it was either like a publication like Health or Goop talking to the founder and all that. So obviously it's gonna put it in a really good light. Sometimes you don't need the technical information. You just need to know if you should get the thing, if it works, if it's worth it. So that's what I'm going to hit on. Again, I did get this for Christmas, so it wasn't gifted. This isn't in any way sponsored, although like it would be cool. Did pay for it with, well, my dad paid for it with his own money. And this one, the Theragun Elite, we did get a discount on it. Typically runs for $399, and this is the mid-range of their bigger Theraguns. So there is the mini that runs for $199. While it is the cheaper option and it's great to take with you on the go, I wasn't really interested in that one just because it doesn't have the shape that this one has, which I was super interested in, and I just feel like it didn't offer as much, although it does have that compact size, which is great if you do want to like keep it in your gym bag. Or I did travel with this to Whistler, and obviously the mini would have been a little bit easier to travel with, but it was still pretty easy to throw into my suitcase. And then there are basically three of these. There is the Prime, which is the lower end one for $299. It doesn't have the additional options that you get, and I think it's also a little bit louder. It doesn't have that like quieting aspect to it. And then this one again is the Elite. They offer it in white and black, but I like that the black look just really sleek, especially because for the white, this part is all still black. So I just thought it kind of looked a little weird. It does sometimes show a little bit of fingerprints on this shiny area, but it's not like I'm keeping it on display. And this one I liked because it is ultra quiet, and so I figured for just a little bit more, getting the Elite is worth it to me. And then they do have the Pro, which is $200 more at $599. I don't need that. I'm not like a professional athlete. I'm not using it 24/7. It's just, it seemed absurd to spend that to get the super high-end one when this Elite, the mid-range one, is perfectly fine. Unless you're like a super athlete, I don't think the Pro is necessary by any means. And then if you're kind of torn between the Prime and Elite, I think just for the few extra capabilities, it looks a little bit nicer and it's a bit quieter. I would go with the Elite because again, that's only $100 difference. So if you're already spending that kind of money on this device, at that point, $100 isn't that much more. My dad got it around Black Friday, so there was a deal. You can just wait till next year if you really want to, but I'm sure that there are other deals going on. I think they also do have like a military and veterans one, which I think my dad actually might have done that instead of Black Friday. A few things that I really liked just when getting it is that it came in this nice little carrying pouch. So it's just a nice fabric. It looks really good. It keeps everything together so I don't just have it like sitting somewhere, because a few of my friends have different devices. Some of them have the Hypervolt and they just keep it in the box that it came with. And like the box does have like a little cutout that you can set it in, but then you just have the device box sitting around and it doesn't look as good. Whereas for me, I was able to just toss the box right away and carry it around in this. On the inside, the nice little cutout for the device. And then this is like a felty material just to keep it clean, and it sits in there perfectly. That way you can travel with it. On the other side of this, it has two little pouches. On this side, it just has the charger. So it charges super quickly, and the charge also lasts a pretty long time. Austin and I again used it in Whistler before and after our skiing each day, and I think I only charged it once on the trip. I charged it once we got there because I realized it wasn't fully charged, and then I charged it like one other time on the trip, and not because it was gonna die, but it was like halfway dead. So I was like, oh, if we want to use it later, I don't want it to die on us later, so I just plugged it in. But it's just a little box, and then the cable and the little charging part goes into it right here on the front. One thing that I wish though, the plugs stick out, and I kind of wish it was like the Apple Mac chargers where you could take it off and like move it, or you can like fold this bit down, and that way it's just not a box with the plug sticking out. A minor detail. The Elite also comes with 5 attachments. So this one that's on it is the dampener, and you can remove them by pulling from the top, like using your 2 fingers that way, and then you just pop them right back in. And they're also super easy to clean. They're non-porous. So this one's the dampener, and it comes with 4 others. The thumb, it looks like a thumb, so that one's really good for just like muscle knots and tensions, especially your neck and your back, and bigger muscles as well. The dampener is really good for muscles near bones. That way you're not really pushing hard near your bone. This one is the standard ball. It's good for targeted overall use. And then I got the wedge, and this one is really good for shoulder blades and IT bands. And the cone, which is really good for pinpoints and small muscle groups. There are 2 other attachments that you can get that didn't come with this, and it's the large ball as well as the super soft, which looks very similar to this one, except at the top is a spongy part. So it's the only one that has a sponge. Everything else is easy to clean and like non-absorbable. Another thing that you can buy separately is basically an attachment that you put on the front that allows you to add 2 attachments, and that's really good for getting around your spine and just different areas like that, especially around your neck. So that is something that it didn't come with, but would be super interesting to get at some point. Like, I don't need it right now. Another thing that I absolutely love that I don't remember hearing in any other review videos is the Theragun app. So what you do is you add your gun to it, and it uses Bluetooth to connect, and this is really good for making warm-up and recovery routines without having to think about it. So you can easily turn it on and adjust the speed using the little top and bottom arrows, or you can select recovery, warm-up, something from the app, and it makes a routine. And I also added a few more seconds between transitions just to allow me to transition between body parts. But I found that super helpful because it times it for you. It chooses the speed, it tells you what grip to use, it tells you what attachment to use, and it tells you how much pressure to force. So if you need to push a little bit deeper or not, it will read that for you. So I found that to be super helpful. And even just for specific body parts, like if my calf just hurts, I can select calf and just do that on its own. So I really loved using the app. I think it's fantastic, and I also don't know if any other percussive massage therapy device similar to the Theragun has this option to it. The only thing it was missing from activities though, which I wish it did have for when I was skiing, is skiing. So skiing or snowboarding, I do wish that there was a warm-up and recovery for that. Of course, since it's an app, they can continue to add to it all the time, so I'm sure that it will come eventually. For warm-up, what it has you do is 30 seconds for each muscle group, and it will tell you do it in this part or move back and forth, hold it here, and it will just do 30 seconds for the warm-up, and which is what you should do for the warm-up even if you aren't doing one of their preset routines. That way it just gets your blood flowing, it gets your muscles ready, it starts sending a signal that there's about to be work without relaxing it too much. To enjoy it for relaxation or to release tension, release knots, and for recovery after, doing it for 1 minute to 2 minutes per muscle group, especially holding it if you do feel a knot or some really intense tension in one specific spot, because holding it for a longer period of time will trigger the relaxation response in your body, so it can go and relax those muscles. So doing it for a shorter bit to warm up and then longer to relax and aid in recovery is what they recommend, and is what is recommended for all warm-ups and recoveries really, even if you were just using a foam roller. For the device itself, again, this is their standard Theragun design unless you get the mini. On the back, you hit it once and you hold it down to turn it on. This is it at 240 pulses per minute, and on this part here there's a little minus and a little plus, so I can lower it. The lowest it goes is to 1750, and the highest it goes is to 2400. And what I love again is the Theragun design in comparison to other ones that I've used. Again, I've used a Hypervolt and a few others that friends have had, and those are all just like sticks that come out, and I've always felt like I've used those and I'm like, this is actually really painful, especially because a lot of them just have like high, medium, low in terms of selecting the pulses that it's doing. So the low for some of them has been really painful, which is also what I like about this, is that it can give you a full range. So it only gives you a few select options when you click from the screen, but if you're using the app, it will say like, okay, when you click it up, it goes from 2100 to 2400, but on this routine, it can set it to 2300. And you can even adjust that if you want to change it up a little bit. So I just want to show you a quick warm up that you could do with it. I'm gonna do whole body warm up, and it will let you know that it is 6 6 minutes. It's whole body, and you can use the dampener in the standard ball. And then again, you can customize the routine. So for me, I have about 6 seconds as a transition break because it allows me to move it from hand to hand without the machine starting up again, because it will stop and start on its own as the timer counts down. This is turned blue because of the Bluetooth, and it will start your routine. We're going to start with my right calf. You can also pause if you need to, because I'm going to adjust the camera. So to start this routine, we're going to start with the calf, and as you can see, it has A, B, C of the 10 seconds that you're going to spend in each spot. It's a 30 seconds for each calf. And at the bottom, it will let you know which attachment to use based on the ones that you have, and it will also tell you the grip. So for this, the easiest grip to use would be the base grip, which is this one at the bottom. This is the standard grip, and here is the reverse grip, and then force. So within that blue square is how much force I want to be applying to each muscle. Holding it for 10 seconds, and there's a timer so I can see when there's 10 seconds. And now going down to the B portion. And now it's giving me a break to adjust and move over to the other side. And if I felt like it was too hard, even though it says to have it at this range, if I feel like 2400 is a bit too intense, I can slow it down. But now I'm going on to right quad, doing a reverse grip. Now it's letting me know that it's time to switch attachments. Again, you just pull 2 fingers like that, and I'm adding the standard ball on. Now we're gonna go right glute, and we're holding reverse grip. And it says that's time to switch attachments back to the dampener. And the last spot for this routine is right trap. Oh, this one feels so good. Where I hold all my tension. And then that is it. End routine. So that is an example of a warm-up routine. For me, it went a little bit longer than the 6 minutes that it stated, since I did add that 6-second transition, which again, you can do when you customize settings. Again, you don't have to use the app. You don't have to use their routines. If you just want to get a knot out, you just want to massage your back with it, it's super easy to do. And just turn it on, set your settings and your speed that you want, and go to town. To turn it off, now that it's on, you know it's on because there's the T. This is a little battery thing, and then here's the Bluetooth because it shows that's connected to my phone. You can just hold it down, and now it's off. So overall, as a person who works out regularly, lifts weights, does yoga, does different activities, but I'm not a competitive athlete or a bodybuilder, I absolutely love the Theragun Elite. I like it more than I would the Mini, just because of the different shape of it and that I can get to more spaces. Looks good, works perfectly, truly no complaints. I've been using it consistently ever since getting it, and I absolutely love it. And of course, I love the app, and that this one also does come with the extra attachments. So that is my non-technical review of the Theragun Elite from a real person. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have the Theragun and what you think, and what you want to see more of on my channel. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe. I upload a new video every Wednesday. So until the next one, thanks for watching.